What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream on this channel here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday mornings, so come by and say hello. All right, I wanted to walk through a couple of different voucher situations. Now, I am using the rich list on Peak Monsters to determine the amount of vouchers that are currently in circulation. I don't have full clarity on this. Jarvie did mention that the total balance here is for all vouchers, not just for the top 200. So that's the only thing confirmed. But if vouchers are being held in a different place, which I don't really know where else they could be held, then I guess I'm not accounting for those. But I feel like most people would either be holding their vouchers in-game or on High Vengeance. So I'm going to take this as the best information that we have right now. So as you can see here, we have about 2.35 million vouchers in circulation as it currently stands. Now, I'm going to do this with context to what we can expect by the beginning of Riftwatchers, because I'm going to take my investor hat off for a bit and put on my player hat. And I am very excited about Riftwatchers. I'm excited about the game meta changing, new cards coming into the mix. I know we're getting a little bit of that with the rewards update and the new rewards cards, but you know, if DICE was any indication into how powerful a core expansion could be, with some pretty good summoners, I would say. I'm excited to see what happens with Riftwatchers. So let's go ahead and play this out. They want to get, and by they I mean the team wants to get Riftwatchers out by Monday. Why am I saying Monday? It could be a Monday, but July. So if we give it roughly 3 months, I'm going to say 90 days. You know, we're more than halfway through April at this point. This puts us at the a little past the halfway point of July, which is technically into Q3. Now, are they actually going to get it out by then? I don't know, but I'm going to use that as the example. I feel like there's going to be so much happening in July with the end of the airdrop. So you never know, but if that's what they are planning right now, I am going to go on that because that was the last thing that Agrod said during the town hall, the most recent town hall. So if we just do the 20,000 airdrops per day, times the 90 days until, roughly when maybe a pre-sale would start, right? Because Riftwatchers doesn't technically need to release in July. They may have a 1 month. It could be, maybe just a 2-week pre-sale. Who knows how long it goes for? But I'm going to use this 90 days. That gets us into Q3. So 1.8 million plus the 2.355 million puts us at about 4.155 million until then. Now, there are planned, as of now, supposed to be 3 million packs available for Riftwatchers. And if we go with the assumption that they will require vouchers for all, I know, I'm really stretching it here, but I know that's what Agrod wants. I don't think that he'll win, but if he gets what he wants, where the vouchers are used as some sort of a gate to get into Riftwatchers to meter out the pack sale, so whales don't come in and hoard everything, then we would have 3 million vouchers needed, estimated, right? So let's go ahead and then take a look at where we would potentially be from a voucher perspective at that time. Now we have to take into account that the nodes are going to be up for pre-sale, and then it sounds like they're going to go straight into the general sale once the initial 2,000 sell out. So just the pre-sale, if we look at that, that does require vouchers, okay? So the fact that that does require vouchers means that we're going to get 500 times the 2,000, which is a clean 1 million. So right off the bat, we are down 1 million vouchers, which actually, if we only sell through the pre-sale, and I'm not trying to be bearish on the nodes, I'm excited to see what the team has to say during the upcoming town hall. But let me put it this way. There's a lot of math being thrown around, and I'm still diving into it myself to see whether or not it is actually good to hold it, or is the opportunity cost too high in terms of, you're going to go 6+ months potentially without being able to earn anything from it, right? Because until the validator nodes are live, you're not going to be getting any SPS, and I don't think they'd be giving out vouchers sooner rather than later. If they did, that would increase the amount of the supply in vouchers, and then everything that I'm doing in this video is going to be thrown off. But at this point in time, it doesn't make sense that they would reward holders of the nodes until the nodes are actually delivering some kind of value. Now, I say that, But they've been rewarding landholders with things like the airdrop for a while. So could it happen? Absolutely. Will it happen? We'll get some clarification. So 1 million means that we're going to be at 3.1 million vouchers available by the time that Riftwatchers launches, which is great, right? Because at that point in time, that means that Riftwatchers could potentially sell out immediately, which I don't know. You might look at that as a good thing or a bad thing, but if there's that many vouchers in circulation, that could be interesting. I don't think that that will end up being the case, though, because if we sell out through the presale, I think what that will do, if we sell out through the sell out of the presale by the time Riftwatchers comes out, so even in just the first couple of weeks, I think that FOMO will start to hit in for the nodes, and people will want to make sure that they're getting in at a decent price. Because as of right now, the difference between the presale and tranche one, and tranche one does not require vouchers, right? But vouchers can be used as a discount. So the difference with vouchers currently being at $2 means that you are paying $2,000 in the presale, and then you would need to pay $3,000 during the tranche one of the sale. So if we were to say blow through phase one as well, where would that leave us? Well, now you have 3,000 nodes, or node licenses, I should say. And while vouchers are not required, if vouchers remain below $3, then it is a no-brainer for people to buy vouchers off of the market, because the value that they get in terms of a discount on the node will be worthwhile for them. It will also, and this is what I've been saying, that once the presale is out, that could potentially set a soft floor for the vouchers to reach $3, because anybody who's interested in getting a node license at that point would rather buy a voucher than, if it's ever below $3, they would rather buy a voucher than getting, than paying the actual $3 in SPS. Like who would want to do that when you can get a discount and essentially save a little bit more on the amount of SPS that you own? So that 3,000 times the, what am I doing here? 3,000 times the 500. There you go. So it's another 1.5 million, which now brings us down, right? So we're looking at 2.5 million total. I think it was there you go. Minus, the 2.5 million, right? So the 1 million for the presale, and then 2.5 million for, and 1.5 million for phase one. And now all of a sudden we are at 1.6 million. So this puts us in a good position where it would mean that Riftwatchers would have to be metered out in a certain way, and people wouldn't just flood in, buy all the packs, which at this point in time, if you look at where Chaos packs are, and with vouchers coming in, and with Riftwatchers coming in, I know that people think that there's a lot of money out there. And to a certain extent, there is, but it's not unlimited. And especially if we stay kind of in this ranging bear market, or if we go down further with Bitcoin, money is going to come in much, much slower into the space. And really only the people that are looking to buy to play the game are going to be the ones that will be spending money on packs or things like that, right? So, or people who are playing the game for the long term will continue playing, earning assets, and then kind of rediversifying within the assets that they have, right? Like maybe I get a card that I don't need, so therefore I sell it to buy a pack, for example, from the rewards. So that's kind of where this is putting things in perspective for me. Now, there's nothing, a lot of this, and I'll say is all speculation, right? So just want to throw that in. But what it's saying to me is that there's going to be a significant, potentially voucher crunch if the node licenses start to get eaten up before Riftwatchers. So, I can't tell you definitively where we're going to be at. Nobody can. But the way that I'm seeing it is that if the interest for vouchers, for nodes ends up being very real, and we start to see some FOMO and some hype during that initial rush, then yes, this could make things very interesting for Riftwatchers to meter things out. And I think that I would prefer that, because right now, like I said, there's a lot of opportunities and places to spend your money within the game, whether you are an investor or a player. So the fact that a lot of this stuff is coming in for me is actually, as a player, is great, because I don't even have a max CL deck yet. I don't have a max gold level CL deck, right? So I want to continue focusing on that. To me, the way that I see this playing out with vouchers being kind of this metered approach to everything from now on, and the fact that there will also be other potential voucher sinks, right? Like the upcoming promo card, if that ends up being used or ends up being, put into circulation, there's going to be all these different voucher sinks that end up happening. And that to me is just going to slow things down. And then I know when I say that, people are just like, yo, it's slow as it is right now. Why would you want it to stay slow? Well, because I'm in this for the long haul, right? So I don't need asset prices to appreciate wildly right now, because I want to keep accumulating. Again, I have my player's hat on, not my investor's hat. But even as a player, do I want, for example, SPS to increase in value? Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, that wouldn't hurt me as a player. If anything, if I wanted to re-diversify out of SPS and buy some cards, boom, that's, that would be great. But what's going to happen with SPS once the airdrop ends and the private investor sale ending this month is SPS is going to become much more scarce. And if the value and utility is transferred to vouchers, that will ultimately come back to the SPS holders. But that's getting outside the scope of this video. So the way that I see things playing out is that with all these different voucher sinks coming up, and then Riftwatchers potentially being a huge one, as many players, right, OG and probably new players, will want to get their hands on these cards, especially if they end up being, meta changing in dramatic ways. So I'm all for it. I would love for there to be a very limited number of vouchers by the time Riftwatchers comes out, because again, that will slow things down, and I don't have unlimited money, so I can't just be going out there and buying everything. I want to slowly accumulate everything over time. And, if and when we have the next major rush, and I do believe we will have it, so it's just a matter of when, right? I'm just trying to be more realistic in the sense that if we're in a traditional Bitcoin bear market, then the next time we have any kind of run up, like major run up, that follows the regular crypto market will not be until 2024 or 2025. Yeah, I'm talking like 2 to 3 years out. Okay, so if that happens, or when that happens, I can see it happening much further down the line, which, like I said, at this point in time, allows me to continue acquiring assets in the game or winning assets by playing the game. So I'm all for it. If all we have is that 1.6 million by that time, Riftwatchers may not use vouchers the entire time, but still, there will be significant, hopefully, voucher sinks, especially if they put in the voucher store or something along those lines as we go. So I'm actually curious to hear your thoughts, guys, on where you see this playing out. At the end of the day, as SPS has been one of my biggest kind of focuses within this game. I'm excited about what that potentially means in the future as they continue to drive more and more value to SPS, and therefore vouchers becoming much more valuable due to that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. And I'm excited about the upcoming town hall. So hopefully I'll be able to catch that live this time and chat with you guys during that. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.